Mike Gallagher.
It's just hard not to love this guy. Did you see Trump on Meet the Press with Kirsten Welker? Oh, my gosh. He just goes right to him. He just takes it right to them. Listen to this lively exchange.
Including, like even the way you ask questions, every question is asked in a negative vein. There's a toy company that took a toddler's, whatever, but you don't talk about the fact that gasoline is down at numbers that nobody believes possible. You know why they're down, by the way? Drill, baby, drill. We're drilling like crazy right now.
We try to make sure every question is fair, Mr. President.
Look, every question you ask says a very negative slant.
No, but look, I'm just curious.
I'm fine for responding to you. I don't think you're very difficult at all to respond to be honest with you. But you know what? You should ask some positive things like, sir, it's amazing what you've done with gasoline. Because you know what? Gasoline's big business. A stroller is not big business.
He's so good in those environments, and you can tell there's actually a little bit of mutual respect going on there. He said, look, I don't think you're that bad, but you're just not fair with your questions. They all come in guns blazing when they do an interview with Trump, and he goes and gets interviewed by anybody. He'll sit down with any of them. ABC, CBS, NBC, New York Times, it doesn't matter. He goes. And you learn stuff that counters the false narratives about the guy, like he's not going to follow what the Supreme Court says. He addressed that head on.
You know, and your Attorney General has said the issues with that word facilitate. Will you seek clarification from the Supreme Court? Do you need to go back to the Supreme Court?
We may do that. I was asking about that. We may do that.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. But some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
I think, and so there you go. I mean, that's a reasonable answer. The headline that the hateful media took away was, oh, he said, I don't know. You got to play his full answer. You have to hear what he actually said in context, and there's an example of what I think normal people would say is a reasonable reaction. Here's cut number 3. Here's his position on the Fed. He wants them to lower interest rates, and they refuse to do so, and he addressed that head on.
Today's strong jobs report likely means, not clear, but likely means the Fed is less likely to lower interest rates.
Well, he should lower them, and at some point he will. He'd rather not because he's not a fan of mine. He just doesn't like me because I think he's a total stiff. And, it's just one of those things. He should lower them. And I wish the people that are on that board would get him to lower, because we are at a perfect time. It's already late, but he should lower interest rates.
So, there's sort of a normal conversation between somebody from NBC and the 45th and 47th president of the United States of America. You pick up the New York Times this past weekend or you watch 60 Minutes, you think the country's on fire. It's not. We're gonna do great. Keep the faith. Coming up, they're losing their marbles over the defunding of PBS and NPR. We'll give you an update on that. And we're going to talk incredibly exciting way to transform your pet's health with a great friend of ours, Dr. Douglas Howard. You're going to meet Dr. Jake Van Dyke, and you're going to hear all about pet health from our friends at Balance of Nature and more. Stick around. A very busy day continuing. How about Alcatraz? Cut 4. Check out what he wants to do. Have you ever visited Alcatraz? It's fascinating. Off the, it's an island, right off of San Francisco. You could take a boat out there, and you take a tour. In this very famous place, Al Capone, I think, was housed there once. And there was like remember the movie Escape from Alcatraz? That was Clint Eastwood, wasn't it? And there were two men that like successfully escaped, but you can't really escape from there because I guess there's, I don't know, is it shark infested? I got the currents and the waters and you can't get out. So Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz, I guess, as a maximum security prison. Here's what he said.
Where did you get the idea for reopening Alcatraz?
Just an idea I've had, and I guess because the judges, so many of these radicalized judges, they want to have trials for every single, think of it, every single person that's in our country illegally, they came in illegally, that would mean millions of trials, and it's just so ridiculous what's happening. And it's long been a symbol, Alcatraz, of whatever it is. I mean, it's a sad symbol, but it's a symbol of law and order. And, it's got quite a history, frankly. Yeah. So I think we're going to do that, and we're looking at it right now.
Now, I don't know if that you care one way or the other. Are they going to criticize that? Are they mad about they're mad about everything he's doing. They're angry about everything from the border to tariffs to the economy. It doesn't matter what he does. There's nothing they think that's a good idea. I wonder, will they criticize the decision to reopen Alcatraz? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Reince Priebus, the former GOP chair, was on ABC News over the weekend, and he said something that normal people are saying to one another. If you read the New York Times, if you watched 60 Minutes last night, you really do think the country is in dire straits right now. And it is a very strange, abnormal, bizarre worldview. Yeah, we're concerned about the economy. We all need to be concerned about it. I think Trump's concerned about it. He wants the tariffs to work. But they're flipping out. So what if he slaps 100% tariff on movies being made overseas? Nobody cares. Maybe people in the film industry. He wants movies made here, not overseas. He wants to put America first, and that's why we elected him twice. It's why people vote for the guy. And Reince Priebus put it best on ABC. For people to be surprised that he's doing what he's doing, how could they possibly be surprised when we've known all along this is what he wanted to do? Here was Reince Priebus.
When you look at what the president campaigned on, I've got his 100-day promises, close the border, reinstate remain in Mexico, begin the largest deportation, repeal EV mandate, terminate the Green New Deal policies, implement a 10-to-1 deregulation, create a government efficiency commission. He's doing every single thing he said he was going to do. Now, some people don't like it, but to think that Donald Trump was not going to disrupt the federal government, disrupt our trade relationships by implementing tariffs. He promised it. And you know what? Warren Buffett and all these other guys that have made lots of money on Chinese investments, maybe they don't like it. But you know what? I think it's too bad. But I think eventually we're going to get to the next 100 days, which we are now. And now you're going to see things, tax cuts, rebuilding on the tariff policy. And I just wouldn't judge too early here because I think Donald Trump does have a way of touching the fire and then going back to the drawing board and getting things lined up. And I think that's what he's doing.
I do too. And I wonder if we start seeing tax cuts on middle-class Americans, if we start seeing, what are gas prices right now? This can't be hard. Trump is insisting that gas is falling below $2 a gallon in many parts of the country, and I saw on social media people are insisting that isn't true. Is it true or not? Well, I know how to answer it. 800-655-MIKE. What's gas like in your community? I mean, these are the things that impact everyday Americans, not whether or not there's a tariff on movies being made overseas.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.